One of the most pivotal moments of my life was failing to enter the physical education university. For a long time, I felt like sports will be my career and physical education and coaching will be a safe and enjoyable path to follow after. After I finished high school, I submitted my paperwork to the physical education university back in Poland, where I lived. And all I needed to do is pass a physical aptitude test. The test involved scoring a certain amount of points from a wide variety of disciplines, from basketball to gymnastics, athletics, football, handball, or many other that one would choose from. I decided to go with basketball and football because they were the ones that I felt the most confident in. The only thing that was mandatory was swimming. And I knew about this all this time, and that worried me a lot. On the day of the exam, I did reasonably well in athletics, track and field, and gymnastics. I went through basketball with ease and nailed my football. The only thing that was stopping me from success was that damn swim. Most of my memories from that time are a blur, but I can distinctly remember how I felt when I was standing above that water on the starting block, terrified of the fact that I'm going to have to jump in. I was supposed to swim 100 meters in under 2 minutes, which is 2 lengths of a 50-meter Olympic-sized swimming pool. Today I could easily do this, but back then I couldn't really swim. I never been to the deep end of the swimming pool, and my only training in swimming involved going to the sea up to my waist and splashing with my brother, doing some streamline on the summer holidays whenever we went. I was able to replicate the movements with my arms when it comes to front crawl, but I couldn't do the breathing part for shit. I really don't know what I was thinking, because in hindsight, I was taking a huge risk. I didn't really know how to swim, but I decided to be courageous and brave and jump into the water anyway and attempt that swim, despite knowing that there is no way in the world that I could possibly do this. Terrified and anxious, I stood up on the starting block and waited for the whistle. It has been a while, so I don't remember how I actually got into the water, because I could not, for the life of me, jump headfirst to the water even if my life depended on it. All I can remember is that predictably, everybody went past me and I ended up being the only person left in the water trying to finish. I remember thinking that everybody's staring at me and that they will find out that I'm really shit at this and I'm incapable of even reaching the first length, which became true because right about halfway I started to lose my energy. I started to lose breath. I couldn't even move my arms anymore. Luckily, I was swimming in a lane that was right next to the wall, so I could grab it and get myself safely out of the water. I felt embarrassed and really ashamed, and to this day, this has been an experience that stays with me and had impact on future Alan. Everybody looked at me and I could clearly see that they sort of judged me, but nobody said anything, and I felt like I don't belong there. And that was the end to my dream of a career in sport and physical education. After this performance, I knew I didn't score enough points to get into the university, which was later confirmed by the letter I received a few days later saying that I failed. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why didn't you take some swimming lessons and try again the next year? Well, on the same day that I failed this exam, on my way home, I met someone who later on changed the path of my life and career. The meeting of that person made me change the school I joined and the direction I was heading as a young adult. Later on, things like the illness of my father and the need for getting a job early completely reshaped my journey as a man and made me rethink my career goals. I switched to marketing and got myself a job in sales, which pushed me further away from my dream of being in sports for a living. And this takes us to now, over 20 years later, where I am revisiting that dream and building a business, a career, and a life around physical activity, fitness for people who are over 30 or 40 years old. Stay with me and subscribe if you want to see how far we can take this.